Hi, I'm Marianne, a mum and business owner living here in Scotland.
And I'm Emily, her daughter, figuring out life, love and career chaos while living in Dubai.
Welcome to the Distance Diaries. This is where we catch up on everything. Family wins, career curveballs, the messy moments and the hilarious bits in between.
Every week we share honest, funny and sometimes emotional conversations about staying connected no matter where life takes us.
So grab a cuppa and join us because staying close doesn't have to be complicated.
Let's dive right in.
Happy New Year, everybody. Oh my goodness, 2025. Where did 2024 go? I don't know. So much has happened in the last year. Do you remember, I remember my gran always saying to me how time speeds up as you get older. And I had no idea what she meant when she said that to me because I was only a child.
Yeah.
But boy, did I understand it now. And we thought today we're going to just dive right into what everybody's doing here at New Year, because it's a time for reflection, it's a time for learning, it's a time for setting new intentions and goals for 2025. And I think that's the thing that most of us are doing, or maybe getting a gym membership.
Gym membership, that's the most popular one.
I think it is.
We've jumped on that bandwagon.
We have jumped on that bandwagon, but that's more for 2025. But what we thought, because everybody's talking about setting goals and stuff, and I don't know about you, goals for me are always quite limiting things, because if you say you've set a goal, it feels like you've put an end point on it. It can't be any more than that goal. So I like to think about setting an intention that's action focused. So it's the intention its own will just get you staying still. But if you apply action to the intention, you could actually go even further.
Yeah.
So you're not limiting yourself. And what we've done, we've got Little Miss Happy.
Is that a Little Miss Sunshine mug?
Oh, a Little Miss Sunshine mug. Emily loves mugs. That's another story. Oh yeah, it is. It's Little Miss Sunshine. And what we've done is that we both wrote questions to ask one another during this episode, and we're just going to pick them out the Little Miss Sunshine mug.
Yeah.
And it's going to be our time to reflect on 2024 and look into what 2025 might hold for us. And I have no idea what some of them are, and you don't have any idea what some of them are.
No. And if you're watching this and you think, what on earth is wrong with her? Why does she look like she's been mauled by a dog?
Are you talking about me, or are you talking about me?
I'm talking about me.
I'm not well. No, she's not feeling well. But if you do go onto social media, you'll be able to see how she dolly dimpled up quite nicely for going out in New Year. Yeah. But she did feel like that in the inside. Because she's not been well at all since yesterday.
No, don't feel well.
No. I think I got her a singing lesson for her Christmas.
Which I didn't ask for. I didn't ask for a singing lesson.
And you didn't think you'd like
I'll
it.
quickly tell the story. A few days before Christmas, we were all in the car. We were all putting songs on and I was just singing my heart out in the back seat. And then Mum now thinks I'm the next Leona Lewis because she's never heard me actually sing before. I can't sing. I can hit a song tune now and again, but I can't sing.
Well, you've got a love.
It's not atrocious. And then she went and booked me a singing lesson.
Has it been
nice but to go to?
But did you enjoy it?
I did enjoy it, but the singing coach was recovering from an illness, which I think she has passed on.
But it was worth it because it was a good experience.
It was
fun again, and she was lovely. She was really talented, wasn't she?
Really.
Amazing. So, do you want to go first? And this is you're going to ask me.
All right, okay.
Right.
Oh, it's one of them.
Oh, next.
That's up. So the first question: what was the biggest lesson you learned about yourself this year?
Biggest lesson I learned about myself. Do you know what's funny? If I look back on my life, there's been loads of times when things haven't went right and things have been really challenging. I think that's just when you've got yourself open to growing all the time. You have to also be open to facing challenge all the time, because that's where the learning comes from, and that learning is where the growth comes from. And I thought I had to be my most resilient I would ever have needed to be in life before this year.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing I've discovered about myself is just the next level, actually the next 10 levels of my own resilience as we've faced business challenges, personal challenges. We've had a lot of people pass away this year.
Have we?
Yeah,
How many?
I've had about three.
3 people pass away.
Uh-huh.
Family.
Yeah, people I know.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That's really not.
No, I'm not making it up. So, and like, even if you think the last 3 years,
Yeah, okay.
it's been a lot of relation. It's been a lot of people. So resilience, I think, and that you think you've faced tough times, but there's another level, and going that bit deeper brings a whole level of understanding yourself that you never knew existed. So I'm really grateful for all of it. And it's making me feel really positive about 2025.
Okay, that's a very...
All right. Well, I get to do one now. This is for you, right? You could give yourself one piece of advice to your past self. Oh,
Okay.
at the start of this year, what would it be?
Trust your gut. If it doesn't feel right, then it's not right, and don't be scared to change it. Change doesn't equal failure.
Yeah.
I learned that big lesson.
How did you learn it?
I learned it when I had to leave real estate.
What happened? Not just that.
Well, long story, but real estate in Dubai just wasn't the real estate that I loved for several different reasons, and it didn't matter how well you were doing. If you don't love real estate, it's not going to be fulfilling. But real estate was all that I'd ever done, and it became that sort of identity that I'd put on myself. So stepping away from it felt like a failure. It felt like I totally failed at real estate, but I hadn't. I just wasn't happy in it anymore, was the bottom line. It wasn't failure, and it wasn't, I didn't have to leave.
A different role you'd went into in real estate than what you were used to having.
Yeah,
That's very culture and stuff. So
yeah,
and it was quite brave stepping out to do what you've done.
yeah,
But look at the opportunities it's brought.
yeah. Glad I did.
As learning, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, good one. Right, I'm next. Right, we've got a few to get through, so we'll have to.
Right. You keep your answers short.
Right.
You shares it on and on and on. How will you hold yourself accountable this year?
Well, there's a few ways actually. I'm going to be doing on the 6th of January. I've got a new PT. And the big thing that I've learned from this year is that I didn't look after myself enough, the level that I should have. And there's nothing more important than my health. And I've had a few people around me have became unwell. And that just as a reminder as a woman in her mid-50s that you really need to up the game on this.
Yeah.
So I'm going to hold myself accountable, like for my own self-care through getting a PT 3 times a week.
Good.
For doing that. And I've put in some nice structures in business that mean that we'll be reporting in, that will hold me accountable to getting some stuff done.
Good.
So that's what I'm going to do.
Good.
Right. Oh, I have to pick one to do. Right, okay. What or who are you grateful for this year?
Wait, I would say you every year. I feel like I need to choose.
Okay, choose like somebody else then.
Somebody else role.
Okay. Whoever she chooses, you know you're really second. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, there's so many people. I would say, oh my gosh, I don't like to put it on one person.
But if you just say that you're picking one person to represent a whole load of people.
Okay, I would choose Caitlin.
Okay, tell us why about Caitlin.
What was the question again?
Who are you grateful for?
Grateful for. Caitlin's been my rock this year. Like I've got rocks everywhere. Like I've got you here, I've got my friends here. But Caitlin was the one that was actually by my side through everything. And she's the one that is always right by my side when we go through everything together. And if each of us have wobbles, I want to go home, we can't do this anymore, or this is rubbish, that's rubbish, she's the one that's there.
Yeah. So Caitlin, she loves you.
I love you.
We're grateful for you.
Very grateful for you.
Right. Okay. Oh, that's a Swedish one.
This was your game and you can't even play it properly. Right. What brings you the most joy and how are you going to do more of it?
Oh, I know what this is. So there's two things that bring me the most joy. One is dancing, because I used to be, when I was younger, a competitive Latin American ballroom dancer. And I was quite young, but we travelled and we competed and it was such fun. And the other is art and painting, and I'll do landscapes and portraits and oils and pastels. And don't laugh. You're giggling at me giving detail, aren't you? Honestly, so
keep going.
anyway, so I'm going to do more of that, and I'm going to do more of the dancing because I'm going to take part in a Strictly competition and start training for that at Easter, but I'm going to start getting ready in January. And I'm going to try actually, I wanted to put a submission in for Portrait Artist of the Year, not because it's about winning it, but I know what I have to commit to be able to get 3 submissions ready for it. And if I'm going to do that, I need to have that in by the end of February. So I want to do more dancing and more painting.
Dancing and painting.
Yeah. Right. Oh, it's me. Next to you. Don't get in this game now.
Right. We should have done it off now.
What would you try if you knew you couldn't fail? Oh, that's a good question.
I would try if I knew that I couldn't fail.
I think that's quite a hard question.
What does it mean by fail though? Does fail mean like you're just not good at it?
Well, no, I think it's one of those things that you have to step forward through fear and faith. So even when you're feeling terrified or worried about doing it, it's not going to work, or it's too big a dream, and I wouldn't be able to do it, and all these barriers get in the road. If none of those barriers existed, what would be the one thing you would just step out and do?
Oh, I know. I would be in musicals.
Because I say that.
Yeah.
That's why I got out singing.
But I don't do it because I can't actually sing.
That's not true.
No.
If you knew you couldn't fail, would you push yourself out?
If I knew I was going to do it great, then yeah, I'd do it.
So you could just step out right now and go and join a musical theatre group, like a local musical theatre group, and start being in just like the background people and stuff, and just do it.
Because I'm not good at it.
But you just be the loads of people that aren't maybe ever going to be a leading lady, but they love being on stage, they love performing, they love being part of a team, they love the costume.
Do you know my friend Helen in Dubai? She you did meet Helen. She's a part of a musical theatre performing arts group, and there's been a few performances that we've went to see of her. She did Greece, I think.
Helen, you've now got a chum. That's all I'm saying. I think you should. Oh, if you're listening to this, tell us, give her a bit of encouragement. I think you should.
Okay,
if you couldn't fail. Okay. Right, you have to go now.
My God. Right, this one.
Okay. There's 1, 2 left.
Is there something, an old habit, a mindset, or a lingering fear you want to leave behind?
Oh gosh. I think one that I kind of accept is going to be there my whole life. Because every time I get stronger and grow, it just kind of ups its game as well, is imposter syndrome. Do you know that feeling of not being good enough, especially as I've been getting older, this little thing coming and saying, you've not got enough time to do that. You're not going to be able to do that in the time you've got left, or all of that kind of stuff has been starting to get down. And I need to just get over myself with that I am absolutely good enough. I am exactly where I need to be, and I plan to live till I'm 106, so I've got plenty of time.
Yeah.
To be able to do what I need to do.
Good.
Right.
Last one.
Okay. No, there's one more after this. Oh. What is your one thing or one word for this year? One thing or one word. What would be your one power word for this year? This is making you think today. I know what mine is because I've already thought of it, because we've been doing some business strategy stuff.
One word or thing?
What would be the word that you would choose that would represent 2025 for you? No matter what you do.
What do you mean 2025 or 2024?
2025 for this coming year. What would be the one word that would represent that year for you, that no matter what you do, you check into that word and go, is making this decision to do this going to be honouring that word?
Oh, fun.
Oh, that's a great word.
Just always think, are you having fun?
Mm.
And whatever you do, work, like going out, like the pressure of nights out, like I feel the pressure of nights out. I'm not actually a huge goer outer person. I'm quite funny and stuff like that sometimes. But you get this pressure of you're in your mid-20s, like you need to be going out, or everybody's going out, just come out, just come out. But I like to stay in the house, and that's fun to me. Whereas going out and being in crowds and not feeling safe isn't fun to me.
So is it more about you're going to honour yourself rather than have fun?
Honestly, myself, but even at work, like I want to just always make sure I'm enjoying it, I'm having fun with whatever I do.
I think that's a great one, because the impact of fun and happiness that it
It's-
brings on your body
Yeah.
is huge.
Mm-hmm. Having fun is honoring yourself. So, but I always need to be having fun, whatever I do.
My chosen word this year was abundance.
Oh,
It's a big word. And I thought everything I want to do, I want to feel abundant, you know. I want to feel abundantly healthy. I want to feel abundantly wealthy. I want to feel abundant in relationships,
okay.
abundant in experiences, and all of those things. You know, I just want to have a really full life this year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good one.
Right.
Right.
Last question.
Both answer this one then since it's the last. What? Your writings. She's got a lovely handwriting, but it's sometimes so scripted.
You say it's like granny writing.
Yeah. Right. What would you like to say about yourself and your journey when you look back this time next year?
What would my story be about it all? Is I think I'm hearing. I think we touched on it with the first question. It feels like we've come all the way round with the questions there. I would want to have it full of experiences,
Mm-hmm.
and that I have prioritised the people that are important to me and loving them and having great relationships above the things I feel I have to do. Because I feel that sometimes I can get caught up in all of the stuff I have to do, and that's at the sacrifice of other people. So I want to be saying, oh, I have had some amazing experiences. I have nurtured really well, amazing relationships. Not tons of them. I've never been a quantity girl. I'm very much a few people around me kind of person. But to have a really nurtured platonic friendship, a lot better this year. Because I think that's the one thing that gets sacrificed with me when I get really busy. I want to be telling the story of love. I want to be sharing all the things that I have done with people I love, doing things that I love. And that love has been at the core of everything. And I think if that's at the core of everything, then everything will feel abundant.
Yeah.
I want to be looking shit hot. Like, I don't want to, I will have leaned up, have weight off me, muscle tone back. I want to be telling stories about all these places I've danced. And I want to have pictures, actually. It would be really good to have my Insta channel where I've actually started posting some of my artwork.
Yeah.
Would be great. And to have curated an art exhibition with your sister.
Oh, that'll be nice.
So that ties in the distance diaries. That would be my story, I think. And finished doing a podcast on a cruise ship with you all at New Year.
That's nice.
So what's yours then? Beat that.
Yes. I don't know, there's nothing too specific that I want to do. I want to travel more.
Where to?
So I want to do more of like the Emirates and more of that side of the world, but on like smaller scales, like go to Egypt, go to Jordan, do all those kind of places. Me and Caitlin might do a wee cruise in the summer. The European cruise. I want to do like just more like staycation-y things. Like I live in Dubai.
Yeah.
There's amazing places to go and see and do, and
that will be big in your story for the
travel and experiences.
What else?
Less brunches. What else?
Mama coming to visit.
Mum come to visit. I want my friends to come visit. Trying to get Orla to come out to visit, but I don't think that's going to happen, to be honest.
I know it's not really her bag, I don't think.
No.
I think she's a very Scottish home bird.
Yeah. She seems to be going everywhere but Dubai.
So what would your story be? So but you've got a story of having done lots of travelling. That's the main thing for you this year. Brilliant. So that's Little Miss Sunshine is empty. And it would be great to hear your responses to some of those questions and see just what comes up for you. I don't know about you, but I'll already feel better.
Yeah.
See, just actually reflecting on the possibilities and just taking some time to recognise actually how strong I am.
Yeah.
And how much amazing things are around me.
So what's the best New Year that you've had?
My best New Year ever.
What's like when you think back to New Year, you think, oh, that was fun.
Oh gosh, do you want to hear something that's really sad?
No, I was trying to bring
Right, okay, well, maybe don't ask me that then. I've never had a big New Year.
It doesn't need to be a big New Year, but just a New Year where you're like, oh, that was nice.
Oh, I know when it was. We had moved in to our last house and it was the first New Year in it.
Oh, I know yeah.
Yeah. Or it might have been the second because we'd moved in at Christmas time.
Yeah.
So, and we had all of our neighbours come to us for New Year. We had one of them was a piper, and at midnight he went out with his pipes into the street, and all the neighbours came out in the street. I made that steak pie, and I made it. Everybody said it was really lovely, but it was because I made it with 2 big silver side joints. Right, it should have been lovely. And it turned out amazing. Remember, there was 2 massive trays of steak pie.
Yeah, Mom makes the best steak pie.
And everybody danced, sang, drank, ate, shared. And we had a lovely family, friends New Year. And that has been the best New Year I've ever had. And we've got some lovely pictures of it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad you asked me that because I really never remembered it.
That was a nice New Year.
Yeah.
What about you? I was quite young. I think my favourite New Year was the first. It wasn't it was a great night as such, but it was the first. So I met all my friends on New Year.
Right.
I got introduced to all my friends, my now friends, on New Year. That's when I met them all. So
it's like an anniversary every single New Year.
Yeah, because that's when I was introduced to them all, was New Year.
The anniversary girls.
Anniversary girls, yeah. So I think that first New Year when I first met, who was there? Chloe, Courtney, Lauren.
Yeah.
A few of the girls hadn't come into the group at that point.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the first time I met them, and I had no idea that they were going to be my
lifelong friends,
lifelong sisters.
Oh, that's lovely.
So yeah, I mean, it was a bizarre night. That's a story for another day, but it was the moment I met them, so that's a nice one to remember.
That is really beautiful. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I think that is a perfect way to end the year. We are celebrating today because it's also, you can't see them, we've got little Annie here with us, we've got both our dash hounds with us today, sitting on the sofa together. And little Bree is 2 today. So we've been singing happy birthday to her, but she's fast asleep, so won't join us in this episode.
Yeah.
But do you know, Emily, I need to say, you're going to be going home in 4 days.
Yes.
And well, that is going to be a toughie, folks. I'll tell you, it's going to be so tough this time. And I am so, so grateful to have been able to sit actually physically on the sofa with you and do all this. So people, let us know. Toby, you going to do something?
No, I'm just curious.
I think I had a wee question in my head actually before we finished. A wee question just before we finish. How are we going to stay more connected over the next year? What we're going to do that we've not been doing? How can we make that better? Because you're sitting on the sofa now and it's lovely when you're here, but that's not always practical. So what can we do to stay even more connected?
I think it goes back to having more plans. I think it's hard now for me going back to Dubai because we don't know the next time we're going to see each other.
Right.
We have no plans.
So we just need to have more plans and get them in the diary and get them booked.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds like a great idea.
Yeah.
And we look forward to sharing, making all of those goals and intentions come true with you here on the
Distance Diaries. Look at the colour of your hands and
Miss It.
If you're watching on video, you can see this. If not,
Guess who's pale? No, or you've been putting on a wee bit too much fake tan in your hands. One of the two. But listen, everybody, have a great New Year's Day, and here's to a magnificent 2025 for us all. And if we all look after one another, everybody gets fed, everybody feels loved, and it's going to be our best year yet. So, ever. So, a big happy new year from us both, and we look forward to sharing more conversation here at the Distance Diaries with you in 2025. Take care, and we'll see you soon.
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year! Thanks for spending time with us on the Distance Diaries.
We hope you laughed, maybe learned something, and most importantly, felt a little more connected.
If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone who needs a little connection too.
And join us on Instagram and TikTok at the Distance Diaries podcast for sneak peeks, behind the scenes fun, and much more.
We'll see you next week, same time, same place.
Until then, stay connected, no matter the miles.